up and down. What's a guardian angel to do? We don't have wings. Stay here, miss. I'll go shave his legs for a while. And I'll go help make his pants straight. And I'd better go watch over the other boys as well. Well, what? Aren't you going to go and help the other boys as well? Yes, but I've been thinking we haven't had any reports of the enemy since Jesus' birth. Don't you find that a bit odd? We can never fathom how our wives move. I'll go and keep a watch out for the enemy. Meanwhile, perhaps one of you could send for a messenger angel. To heaven's throne to see what we can find out. Let's leave immediately.
The years went quickly by, and the young Jesus grew as an adult. His ever-present guardian angels were a constant vigil around him.
What is God up to? This Jesus is grown into a man that's still surrounded by those ridiculous angels. They keep helping him, and I keep failing trying to destroy him. I just can't accept that he is the Son of God in human flesh. He doesn't even have the looks of a leader. And his parents, they are poor and illiterate. This Jesus and his father are mere carpenters. I don't even think he's their Christ. Oh well, I've got to be sure. Let me be.
Then Jesus was led by the Spirit into the wilderness, where he would be tempted by the devil. He fasted for 40 days and 40 nights, and he became hungry.
I just don't know what to think. It is rather sad, isn't it? To be a guardian angel is only to be asked to leave for a short while. Who can know the mind of God? But we're as angels in music and song. Correction, we were angels in music. I'll never forget singing his praises at creation when we are first born. I remember doing a trumpet solo to mark the formation of the earth's sun. To celebrate the creation of all the oceans. And remember how we all sang as Adam and Eve were created? Morning has broken like the first morning. Who would have thought then that we would lose heaven's song to live on earth in human form?
Or that we would no longer be able to sing for our King?
None of that bothers me as much as Jesus' holiness we believe. Even if it's for a short while. Wait a minute. Why should we be so glum? He said it was just for a little while. That's true. Perhaps we should go on back and see if he needs us yet.
Yes, let's not delay it. Jesus will need us again, I'm sure.
How was I supposed to know? I can't believe it. I fail in recognizing what God was up to. What I need is a good liar. Someone can fabricate stories and tell half-truths. I need someone who can turn truth into falsehood, facts into fiction, and reality into fantasy. Yes, I need someone who can turn hope into despair. I need a liar. I need the best liar in the whole world. I need someone like me. I've done it before, I can do it again. I'm the best person to do the job. I'll tell lies about his birth. I'll tell lies about his parents. If Jesus shows his face in public, I'll cause the hearts of the religious leaders to go against him. The rich and famous will despise him, while only the poor, the sick, and the homeless will follow him. You'll have the misfits and nobodies to the society. So I ask you, teller of tall tales, won't that be a glorious sight? God's only Son being surrounded by the world's forgotten people. You have the misfits and the nobodies of the society. Am I right, or what? Why am I wasting my time here? I'm 1,000 people to meet.
And when the deceiver had left, Jesus called for his guardian angels, and they came and ministered to him. After Jesus' temptation, he began his ministry. He began teaching and healing those who would come and listen to him. He chose 12 disciples in the teaching of the gospel. The religious leaders followed his every move, questioning him constantly about who his father was and what he thought and did. Some of the rich were intrigued by his teachings and gave what they had to the poor, but most of the rich found his sayings unsettling and had nothing to do with him. The middle class also found his sayings unsettling and also had found nothing to do with him. Some people thought his teaching provided good material of intellectual and theological debate, but little else. This is not to say that people did not follow him, for they did. They followed him by the hundreds and at times by the thousands. These people were mainly the poor, the sick, and the homeless. In short, they were the misfits of society, and God the Father was very pleased.
What's the matter with you? Oh, nothing. That won't be forgotten in a couple of millennia.
What could be that bad? Don't think the problem is.
Maybe we can help. Well, I sort of goofed up in my mission yesterday.
Yes, go ahead.
Yesterday, when all the people were following Jesus, even the children, yes, I remember, Jesus asked me to go over and work in the hearts of the little ones so that they wouldn't follow him.
And did you?
Sorta. Kinda. Yes or no? Right.
I see.
No, we don't. I thought when Jesus meant little, he meant heart size. You're not reaching this at all clear. You know, little, small, those with little faith, small hope, and tiny imagination of seeing the glory of God.
I hate to say this, but you're losing me as well.
Jesus wanted me to bring the children over, but instead, I worked in the hearts of the adults. Uh-oh. Exactly. I had about 50 adults trying to sit on Jesus' lap. I had it all wrong.
What did you do?
Well, by the time I had the children's attention, the disciples were a bit edgy. That explains why the disciples were trying to keep the children away from Jesus. Yes, the adults were pressing Jesus for miracles. Instead, she was rather exhausted by the the children.
No harm done, I'm sure. But I'll let Jesus shoot the weapon in some sort of circle.
Come with us and let's go find out what we could do today. You think I still have a job? Count on me.
For 3 years, Jesus taught among the people in Judea, teaching of his Father in heaven. He healed many people. The lame could walk, the blind could see, and even the dead came back to life. The more Jesus taught, the more people began to follow him, some from curiosity, some to be healed, and others just to hear him speak. And of course there were the religious leaders. They followed him everywhere because they were afraid of him. Jesus had to come and tell the world about his Father, and of course they knew nothing about his Father. Do you know the real reason why the Pharisees disliked Jesus so much? It was because the people were seeking out Jesus and paid no attention whatsoever to the Pharisees.
My friend, what could be worse than being religious with no one around to notice?
The hater of man returns. I figured you had something to do with all this. Where there is pride and ego to maintain, you are sure to be in the middle of it.
Someone needs to acknowledge their religious deeds.
God the Father is not interested in mere performance.
But I am, and the more pretense they show, the better. I'm not interested in substance or quality. Why, just ask the people out there what they prefer. Isn't it much easier to pretend to be religious than all this nonsense about a changed heart? Isn't it easier to follow a set of silly rules than to follow the demands of God?